Got it.
All right, what's going on, everyone? What's going on?
Hello,
What's
guys.
happening? Instagram, what's going on? Please help us share. Let people know we're hanging out.
Okay.
This is the 13th episode of Marriage Issues, and we're going to be talking about basically everything today. We're going
I
to be
thought we were
talking
just talking
about,
about someone.
oh yeah, one person with
Okay,
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about it all, but this person is going to be teaching us.
Oh,
Right.
always.
So Pastor John Gray from Relentless Church, from Lakewood Church, the biggest church in America, will be teaching us about marriage today, marriage and relationships. Not, but we can always learn from it.
Wait, are you throwing shade in there? I'm confused.
That's the title. That's how you say it, baby.
Okay.
Marriage lessons from Pastor John Gray. Not.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is that you can learn from anyone. You know,
We're learning.
you can even learn from donkeys. He even reminded us that you can learn from donkeys.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So pardon me. We're going to just take it easy today because, how are you doing? First of all, you got us in a very nice outfit. We're representing New York today.
Okay. Thank
Right.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then I was too busy to get a haircut.
Of course. Even though you have the stylist sitting down right here, you just can't make time.
I became too busy to get a haircut. But
talk about marriage issues.
Nonetheless, we're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
I don't look too bad. Come on. I try to clean up my face.
You always look great.
All right.
Hair or not?
Thank you. You too. Speaking of you two, we're going to talk about you two a lot today. All right.
What do you mean you too?
Me too, you too, all of that. We're going to talk about that. Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait. Okay.
Some surprises coming up.
Well, it's not that much surprise, but I have to put some structure into things. Just make sure that we have a good time. So again, today we're talking about marriage lessons from Pastor John Gray. If you don't know who John Gray is, how did we stumble into this guy? Was it on OWN?
It was on OWN network.
That's the first time?
Because we like reality TV shows.
Right, we do.
He had this reality TV called The Book of John Gray.
The Book of John Gray. Yeah. It's kind of like the gospel according to Tuxby that I did back in the days.
Back in the days before all this became a thing.
I mean,
anyway.
Yep. That was the show that we did in 2009.
Yes.
Before people started getting on YouTube. We had a show on YouTube called The Gospel According to Talks. All right. Yeah. So
inspired by the church.
Inspired by the church. The same thing. The Book of John Gray.
And very, very interesting reality TV show. I liked it.
I mean, to clear the air right now, we like John Gray.
I think he's a very...
He's an awesome guy.
He's a guy that knows, I respect him when it comes to church. I like his way of preaching.
That's shade. That's shade right there. What do you mean when it comes to church?
Well, I don't like what's going on right now, obviously. But I like him. He's a guy that I like. And I think he's going to be okay if he can just take a few lessons from,
Right. Well, for those that are probably going to say this is still gist, this is not what we're about to talk about. It's not still gist.
It's relevant to marriage.
I'm sure if you follow Pastor John Gray, you've seen the news, the infidelity, or all that stuff. But what we're going to talk about is beyond that. This is called marriage issues, but more so relationships. And we're going to talk about some lessons that we can learn from that scandal. But the lessons in particular, not to sensationalize it beyond what it already is. It's already public news.
Yeah.
It is what it is, But it's a public figure, and I'm sure we don't know him personally, so I don't really owe him. But you never know. You meet people and they take one little thing out. But, a couple of things he said that I feel like we should probably note and just note it for the noting's sake, So let's see here. I just want to make sure that we're sharing what is going on here. All right. So please go ahead and help us share. We have about maybe 12 subtopics on this issue that we're going to cover. I just wanted to make sure that I go to the live video and share this. There you go. All right. So now, from what you've seen so far, what do you think? Before I get into the details, from what you've seen so far, Or maybe you can tell us the.
I think you should get into the details.
Okay.
Because honestly, I didn't know anything was going on until you shared it with me, and I'm like, oh shit, that's a lot. But I think you should just get into it already.
Okay, we got a couple of videos that we'll share. That we'll be sharing a couple of videos. But more importantly, I think we should just. We already said he's a pastor. He pastors two church, associate pastor, and one big one. Yeah, so he actually never really left Lakewood Church.
Okay.
Yeah, but we want to talk about pastors and marriage.
Yes, I think that's.
So before I get into the specifics, of John Gray, what is your take on pastors' marriage? Is it advisable for people to use their pastor as a counselor, as a therapist? What's your take on that?
Well, it depends, because honestly, personally, my pastor, I like my pastor. I think he's awesome. I think
of course, she likes your pastor. She likes her own pastor, but she's going to say something else.
I like my own pastor because he's different from most pastors. He looks at things in a different way, and he's not very traditional like most Nigerian pastors that I know.
Right.
So it depends on who your pastor is and what kind of the way they treat their own wife. You can look up to them. My pastor and his wife, I love them. I feel like they're a great example. But I feel like some pastors, they struggle with, they have so much on them, so much pressure, so much on their plate that they forget about their family. And it's not knowingly, it's unknowingly.
Right.
I look at pastors' wives and I look at pastors' children. They sacrifice a lot.
Right.
Especially the children. They didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to be a PK kid. I mean, a PK, right?
Right.
Pastor's kid.
Yep.
They didn't ask for that, but they have all this pressure of the rules and regulations that they have to follow.
Right.
Apart from that, the public is looking at them with some kind of standard. That's got to be tough. And then when you listen to some pastor's wife and you ask them how they deal with this, sharing their husband with the old world.
They always have interesting things to say.
Yeah, they always have. They
the pastors never
so
think
much.
the pastors never feel there's any issues. But if you ask the wife,
ask the wife.
Yeah, you should ask the
because
wife.
I feel like the pastors don't feel like there are issues because they are living their vision.
Right.
Like this is what God has called me to do.
Which
this
is why mission is very important, right?
Yeah, but the wives, they're usually like support system. One of the things that scared me the most at some point in our marriage was, our pastor would jokingly say you should be a pastor or something. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. That comes with a lot. You got to take care of other people's needs before your own needs.
Right.
And for me, I believe that ministry starts at home.
Yes.
If you're not fulfilling your spouse's needs at home, I don't know. You're going to get burnt out at some point. Yeah. And at the end of the day, your spouse might leave you.
Right.
Actually, saw one horrible news on the news days, like yesterday. Like a Orlando pastor is Ghanaian. He killed his wife because the wife was going to leave. I don't even know.
There are two sides to what you just said. A part of me, the most loudest part of me don't even like talking about people killing their wives, because I feel like the majority of people won't do that.
Right.
They will receive worse, which is living in a marriage, toxic marriage of misery. And but also we should mention it. So
right.
But yeah, that's the reality. So John Gray is in the hot soup. He probably is hoping that by this week, this whole thing will fly over.
Will die down.
But he's not helping either because he issued an apology, and I think we should play the apology first before we get into anything else. So the first video I'm about to play right now, we got a couple of videos to go through. If you want to see that, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. You can see the video.
You can see the video on YouTube?
On YouTube and Facebook, yes.
Oh, you could.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So let me play the apology first.
I want to take this moment to tell you I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the areas of my life that I left unattended, that I was apathetic about, in the areas where I have treated the calling of God, the grace of God, and the hand of God casually in my life. For every area of behavior that has dishonored the holiness of God, I want to tell you, I'm sorry. There have been a number of things in blogs, some of them accurate, some of it not.
All right. So that's the apology. That's the apology. So he did tender apology to his wife, his church. Right? What do you think about that apology before I move on to the next video here?
I don't know. The apology maybe is the right thing to do because he's a pastor in the church, but talking to his wife on there, I just feel like it causes more embarrassment. I mean, I would take myself as an example. I don't like the loud, the loud noise. Like, no, that's bringing too much more attention to us. In the moment, just shut it down. Let's be quiet in the moment, because
so let me ask you officially, how do I apologize for hurting my wife? What's the right way to do
I don't
that?
think you need to apologize to your wife in public. That can be done privately. I feel like that's just a knee-jerk reaction,
right?
Trying to save face,
especially when the issues are so fresh, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing you don't want to do is feed into the media. Like right now, you're blowing. They're talking about you, and the next thing you want to do is, "Oh, I'm sorry." Blah, 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 blah.
The natural thing to do is want to react or want to cover face.
Yes. So I feel like you should have just left that for the moment.
Yeah.
Deal with his issues privately. The church, because he's a pastor,
right.
I understand that he needs to say something. But I don't like the public. Maybe the wife likes that. Maybe she would have preferred that. I don't know. There are different kind of women. Some women can be like, you know what, you drag me out there, then I want you to apologize to me publicly. Maybe she. Right. I don't know. For me personally, it doesn't help.
So I like when you said, there's the first maybe that you said that I like. You said, what was the first maybe? Maybe it's the right thing. You said maybe it's the right thing
to do.
And I always come from a standpoint of, you're right. If you think you're right, you're right. Like, who am I? I don't have the right to tell you you're not right, right? And that's applicable to everything in life, including relationship, marriage, apologies, or whatever.
Right.
If you feel like the right thing for you to do is to apologize, then you're right. Now, is that going to create the result you want?
Exactly.
That is the story that we really should be talking about. Hey, Kenny, welcome, Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
Right? That's really what we should be talking about.
Right.
Are we going to create? See, if you're worried about, is that the right thing to do or not, right? You're always right. Whatever you feel is right, is right. Is that going to create the result that you're looking to achieve?
Right.
That's where the work is. That's where the work is, and that's why a lot of people miss it, right? So with that being said, the only time it would be right for you to tender an apology to either a wife or husband or anybody is when that person is asking for it. Why? Because you listen, that person is asking for it, right? So if the person is asking for it and you truly feel that you should apologize, then there's nothing wrong with apologizing. But if you're tendering apology, apologizing, if you're tendering apology as a form of reaction to being called out, you just got called out, you did something wrong, and you just want to fix it immediately. You want this whole misery to go away. And the first thing your mind goes to is, I'm sorry. That I'm sorry is going to do more hurt.
And it can be considered manipulative.
It is manipulation because you are manipulating. That apology will hurt more than it to help you create the result you're looking for.
Right.
So how do I apologize for hurting my wife? Well, first of all, the best apology is
change behavior.
So
it's gonna take time.
That's going to take time. So there's time. Patience will be involved. Patience. That means they may not be willing to hear your mouth right now. And the best thing you want to do is stay away from giving them mouth, right? In every way that you can think of. You stay away from that. Let things calm down. Let things simmer before you give apologies.
Right.
That's why the apology that John Gray gave is premature. It cannot possibly be authentic because it's a reactionary form of apology.
Right.
And then we're going to get into the details of the apology in a second here. But how do I apologize for hurting my wife? Listen, change behavior. Take your time. If she asks for apology, then you can tender that in the form of words. But the best apology is not words. It's not words. And your apology in the form of words is a lot more useful when the person is asking for it. Right? And the same thing goes for this question. How do I ask my husband for forgiveness? It's a little bit different because clearly a person asking this question is admitting that they were wrong, right? That's why you're thinking for forgiveness. It's different from apology. It's completely different. Apology is like, I guess that's what I need to do. I'm not sure, right? Forgiveness is like, no, I effed up. I do ask for forgiveness. Can you go? How can somebody ask for forgiveness from their husband?
I mean, well, you apologize. Forgiveness.
Let me make
for
it
some
personal.
people.
Is it easy for you to ask for forgiveness?
Is it easy for me to ask for forgiveness if I messed up? Right now? Yes.
Okay. So that's a good
maybe
point.
Before, maybe it would have been hard.
So your natural self is hard. Okay.
Yes. So now, knowing what I know, and being deliberate in my actions, I will ask for forgiveness for my peace of mind. Right.
But your little silence there told me that first of all you have to admit that you're wrong, right?
Right.
So maybe the real question is it easy for you to admit you're wrong, or even that question is bastardized because if you're wrong, you know you're wrong.
I mean, if you're asking for forgiveness, you already say I'm wrong.
Okay, all right. You already know you're wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So asking for forgiveness when you already know you're wrong should be easy, but clearly it's not easy because like putting the words together can be. So now it depends on what you did.
Yes, and it depends on the person you're with because some people are not forgiven.
Some
you could ask for forgiveness and they will say or motigba. There's some kind of or some kind of condescending. Oh, okay, I've heard you, but they've not really. They're hurt. They're in their feelings, and they can drag you for years. Whereas some people,
So the same thing with apology goes with asking for forgiveness. It's change behavior and let the person relax. Let them process what just happened.
Don't shove it down their throat.
Yeah, don't. You have to have a lot of patience when you're asking for forgiveness or you're apologizing. Lots of patience, lots of time, generosity with the time, because the more time is there, the more they're open to receiving what you have to say. Especially because now you have time to back it up with your behavior, right? Especially if your behavior has actually reflected that.
Well, I don't support you asking for forgiveness over and over again. You have to do it one time, maybe twice, and it's done. The rest has to be your change behavior. That's what really matters. But some people, they'll just keep going. I'm sorry. Every small thing they did. Oh,
I said I'm sorry.
But I said I'm sorry. No, you're making things worse, and you're being annoying. You need to know when you're being annoying. You're sorry. Okay, give me time. I've heard you, but just give me time to process this.
People that have a hard time forgiving. That's what they say, by the way. But I agree with you. People that have a hard time, because it's very hard for an average human being to forgive. Because once you hurt a person, it's a trust issue.
It is.
It's hard for them to not open up again.
The walls get built up.
So for them to open up again, you need time.
Yes.
Because if you've had good time with this person in the past or anything like that, they will remember. They will start reflecting if you stay out of their face. But if you're just now, you want to fix it now.
That will backfire.
That will work against you. And I agree with you that asking over and over again, let's put that into logic a little bit. If you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, right? That's called insanity. The same thing. Like don't think your apology is all of a sudden suddenly going to
fix things.
So let's go into this comment. If you cheated and then asking for forgiveness will require a lot of follow-up through. if it's just something else, then apologizing once is fine. Once, even cheating. Even cheating, because even the follow-up is not necessarily apologizing. I agree with the follow-up part. It's really following up with your behavior.
Yes.
Change of behavior.
Yes.
Right. But using your words is manipulative, because you are trying to use the word to fix that person or to get them to forgive you right now. And if it was that easy, we could just pull forgiveness out of heaven and it happens. So it takes time.
Sure.
It takes time, because we're spiritual. There's a mind at play. There's this soul that's been tampered with, and those kind of things has to be healed. It has to be repaired, So good point, Kenny. All right, let's go on to the next question here before we get into John Gray even further, because he had a lot more to say that we have to talk about. What do you do when someone rejects your apology?
Like I said.
No, don't like I said. Answer this question. It's a different question.
You apologize for say for example, you have a spouse that is just hard-headed. You got to give them time. That's just what it is. I'm sorry, and they're like, no, get out of my face. I don't want to see you right now. You have to respectfully remove yourself out of their face. What do you want? You want to be punched in the face?
Yeah.
You can't force down an apology. Okay, you did something that clearly made this person very mad.
Right.
You got to give them time.
And sorry, you don't get to measure how big the thing is.
Yeah.
So, but at least I didn't cheat. No, you can't say that. Wrong. It doesn't matter how little the thing is. It depends on. It's really up to how that person feels. That person may feel like this is a big deal. That you left your shoes in the corner of the house. Right. It's up to them. It's
annoying.
But let's go into. If somebody rejects your apology, clearly you're not listening. That's what that means to me. Somebody rejected, said, I'm sorry. And they said, I'm sorry, I don't accept your apology. Right? You're clearly not listening. That person is asking for something.
And I don't think most people, at least maybe the people I know, they will just tell you, I'm not accepting your apology.
Yeah.
They probably just want a little bit of
It's their
time.
behavior that will show that they haven't accepted. They haven't forgiven you.
Give them time.
That means time. That means it needs more time. And like I said, how long? I don't know. It depends on what it is. It depends on the person. It depends on where they're coming from.
Yes.
They have childhood traumas. You may have tampered with their trust really badly, and you need to have. And so, how do you put time and patience into that when it's extremely hard? You need to refocus your energy back on your personal purpose.
I agree.
Because that's the part that's hard for a lot of people.
Yes.
They're just in limbo there, and they're like, okay, now we suck. Everybody's awkward in the house. Like, no. If you're busy with your personal purpose, it won't be as hard. It'll still be hard because you care about this person, but it won't be as hard. But you need to refocus your energy back in your personal purpose. You apologized. What they want right now in this moment is not an apology. That's why it was rejected. When they do want the apology, like bingo, they would accept it, right?
Yes.
Now, depends on how you put the apology out. Now, speaking of how you put the apology out, let's go back to Pastor John Gray, because he had some interesting thing. But before we do that, let's see. That's true. Allowed it. You can't force down apology. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I learned that the hard way, but you can't. Let's see. Let's go to Pastor John Gray. Yeah, a couple of things here. Oh man, we have about 11 videos to review. Short videos.
I hope so.
Nonetheless, very, very interesting videos.
Okay.
11
videos, long. In this world that we have short span of attention.
Oh no, we don't have to worry about that. We never have to worry about that. We just worry about people that want to hang out and talk about this.
Oh, I'm talking for myself.
Oh, yourself? Yeah, you'll be all right too, no? You'll be all right too, right, babe?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's go into this one right here. Is physical a worse offense than emotional infidelity? So he got caught. Basically, he got caught with one of the things he did was there's a video of him coming out talking to a side piece.
A side chick.
Damn, a side piece. Talking and telling on his wife that the wife only gives pizza to the babies
for dinner.
Dinner every day.
I don't understand for the life of me why some men put your wives down?
Every day.
Is it because you want the pee? You want the veggie so bad that you have to talk down? Who cares if your wife is feeding you pizza in the house?
Right.
So if you don't like it, you get in the kitchen.
That's one of the things he said. So imagine you as a wife, or your wife seeing a video of you talking to a side piece and accusing her of only giving pizza, even if it's true. Giving pizza every night, right? Imagine, let's talk about what that would make the wife feel like, right?
Yeah, if you had a problem, why didn't you talk to me?
Well, maybe you're not the easiest to talk to.
Maybe I'm not, but then you could get yourself in the kitchen or come up with ideas. Maybe we could get a chef to cook for us on a daily basis. Come on.
All right, so let's get into this first video.
I didn't like that part.
Watch this first video.
This was not physical or sexual. I've only ever been with one woman, that is my wife. But the areas.
What do you have to say about that?
Saying that it's not physical, it's emotional. What difference does it make, bro? Like, you're talking to another woman. The emotional one is actually, it's just like you already slept with the person, because they get to, everywhere that your wife has been with you, they get to experience that.
Yeah.
You've bared your heart to this person. Yeah.
Let me just say like this. If you had an emotional affair and that's all you did.
Still hurtful.
Wait now. If that's all you did and you got caught, dude, you missed out. You might as well just have slept with the person.
Maybe that's why. Let me go and sleep with this person first before you accuse me.
because you might as well just have slept with this person, because you're going to receive equal amount of scrutiny.
It's just as bad.
You're going to hurt that person just as much, if not more, because now you're going to, here's why it's going to be more, okay? You're going to be telling this person that I never slept with this person. Now they're going to look at you like you're a liar, because they will never believe you. So they will punish you that much more, because they are thinking, their head says, no, you already slept with this person. Because, I mean, honestly, how would they know, right? They weren't there with you. So if you already were texting and saying all this into a side piece, and you're trying to bring them
intimate conversation,
and you're trying to bring them into a hotel, the same hotel, that's part of the allegations. You're trying to bring them in the same hotel where you and your wife was lodged. Oh my God. Right?
That's even messier.
Dude, you might as well have slept with the lady, so you can say, you know, you're right, I slept, so you can get over it quickly. And then maybe she will accept your apology a lot faster. But you're in the worst place. I'm talking emotional right now. Yeah. You're in the worst place when truthfully you haven't slept with that person. But it's the truth. But she's not going to believe you. Your punishment is twice. So if you're going to apologize at all, the last thing you want to bring up is it wasn't physical. Dude, it doesn't matter if it was physical or not. And Pastor John Gray should know better. It doesn't matter if it was physical or emotional. Bottom line is that you are exchanging this intimate moment that's only designed
for you,
based on what you promised this person, for you and your wife, and you broke that trust. It's the trust that you broke that's the issue, and it's not what really happened physically. She doesn't care if you slept with the person, if you didn't sleep with the person. In fact, you not admitting or you putting that in the midst of your apology, you're making things worse. So number one, is physical a worse offense than emotional infidelity? That's the question. It's backwards. Emotional is worse because you're going to get punished that much. And even in terms of why waste all that energy on emotional? You might as well just go all in. Right. And so that we can know that, okay, right? Right?
I mean, what does the Bible say about lusting anyway? It's not as if, I mean, we talk about it.
It's stuff from the mind. The Bible said that, actually, yeah.
Once you start lusting after that, you're already sinned. You don't have to open the thighs and go in there and before you've sinned. Yep. So he needs to get it together when it comes to that. And I understand the pressure of being a pastor and also being human. But that's the part where you can't stop walking.
That's the same for all of us. Well, for pastors, a little bit more, I guess.
The pressure has to be like a lot more.
So Kenny says emotional is as worse as physical, if not more, like you just said. Yep. Because again, that person will always question that, and you're going to get punished more because you're now sounding like you're lying too. So
And then you're saying that your wife does not feed you guys anything else.
She's more concerned
but
about
pizza
that.
For come on, why are you saying these things about your wife? I don't know. I don't like that part at all. That's really getting to. Why are you?
I'll tell you where that comes from. Let's talk about that actually.
Why are you painting your wife bad?
Mm-hmm.
Is it to get empathy from your side chick or something? I don't understand.
So let's even talk about that.
And this is common in some men.
Right.
I won't say all men because not all men do that.
Mm-hmm.
Some men will trash their wife just so that they can get sympathy pussy. I don't get it.
Yeah, if you have to trash one woman to get another woman, you don't have game, and you're a sorry case.
That's what it is.
But that's even sad. You don't have to get another woman. You don't have to trash another woman. That's something that even young men who are not necessarily married should know. Like if you broke up with somebody, always speak good of them because they came into your life
for a reason.
Because you chose to.
You chose them,
right? So when you start speaking bad of them, you're speaking of yourself. Ultimately, so
I agree with
and
that.
like I said, it's lack of game when you do that. But the thought of it alone is killing. Yeah, exactly. The intent of the emotional is definitely to do something. Reach for the cookie jar. Kenny, what you're going to cookie?
She ain't lie though.
Yeah. Of course, but some people are in a weak place when they engage in emotional affair. Like a lot of people until they bring a baby into this world, they actually always had didn't have the intention they would do it. Right? It's just again the devil is looking. If the devil operates off of intentions, right? All of us will be perfect. We just make sure we have good intentions, right?
Great. Yes.
But good intentions are overrated for a reason, because the devil knows, like, oh, you don't have that intention, but you're lacking emotionally somewhere. It's going to bring somebody that's going to fill that gap, right? And then when that person fills that gap, you're still going to be in denial, like, no, I will never do that, and just wait before you are comfortable enough. You're like, you know what? It just happened. It don't happen. I know. But so yeah, let's go on to the next video because we got quite a few videos to go through. Right. So this next one is the wrong way to take responsibility. And let's play the video.
Things and blogs, some of them accurate, some of it not, but all of it my responsibility. I apologize for putting the name of God in harm's way. And I alone take the responsibility for the actions that harmed and injured God's sheep. No matter how many pseudo excuses one can hurl in a moment like this for the purposes of self-preservation, all of them ring hollow when all that is true.
All right. So what do you think, first of all?
I sincerely wish that he just excused himself from church. Like, you know what? Let me go get myself together. I really wish he didn't have all this long speech, because he has no meaning. It just makes him look worse. He's saying that he takes responsibility in the same token and saying not everything is accurate. Like, dude, you're talking too much right now.
So the fact that he came and tendered this apology within a week of this news breaking out is a narcissistic behavior. He cares about himself more and what he looks like.
What he looks like to the public.
He cares about what he looks like more to the world. But Yoruba people say something. So
better preach.
Yoruba they said Yoruba people say it's so kinky.
Okay, how do you
let's translate?
How do you translate that?
So it's not mess in English. What's the proper fat? Okay, fat. You use little piece of fat.
Maybe Yoruba English. This is horrible.
What? You use little piece of fat to mess up all of the apology that's about to come. Right? The part where it say some of it accurate, some of it not. That destroyed the whole apology.
It's still being defensive. Yeah. That's the problem.
You know, if you understand anything about emotional energy and how those things work and the effect of everything you say, starting from the first letter, right? It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So if you say the wrong thing in the beginning, you might as well not worry about saying the right things, because that one thing
going down
will stamp in the head of the person, right? So when he said the blogs, some of it accurate, that means the news that they released to the blog, and some of it not, that destroyed every piece of apology he was about to give. So that's one way to not take responsibility. That's the wrong way to take responsibility. It's definitely the wrong way to apologize. If apology was ever needed, that's definitely the wrong way to apologize. And it's the wrong way to ask for forgiveness.
Right.
You know, because you're still saying it's their fault. Even though in that same sentence, in the same breath, you said, I take responsibility for it all. No, dude, you said in the beginning.
That should have ended after you said,
no, that should have led first and ended at that.
It should have ended the whole conversation.
No, he started with blogs, some of it accurate, not accurate. So even though he finished and ended with that first thing you said has that much effect, has that much weight. Because the weight is not based on, is a one word. The weight is based on the impact that it puts on the particular situation that's going on. You know, the idea is you're supposed to take responsibility, but you're dishing some of that responsibility. You're dishing the blame a little bit. So you're saying, they're not accurate. I take responsibility.
That's not what happened.
No.
But I also take responsibility.
Yeah, no, you didn't take responsibility because your action speaks louder than your words. And your action just basically, even the body language says that I'm just going to be holy and tell you that it was not my fault, it was the blog's fault, but I'm going to pretend like I meant it was my fault, but you're confused. You should have taken, like my wife said, you should have taken the time, like take the time away. That would be humbling yourself and listening to what just happened. You made the mess, clearly, because you were the one talking on the video to the side piece.
There's a video, that's the problem.
There's a video, right?
You can't even argue with the video. The video is out there. You can't come back from that. Just let it go. Check yourself into therapy. Whatever you need to do to take care of this situation,
right? Take
care of that. But you can't be in the face of people right now. I wish you just took that time off. Say, I need to get out of here for straight up maybe 3 weeks or something.
Yes. So the best and right way to take responsibility, if you offended your wife, which that's what you should be focused on, not the church.
Yeah.
You know, to hell with the church. It should be focused on the wife right now. Right now. Like you live at Road now. Charity begins at home.
The wife, because guess what? If the wife now, you and your wife come back to a good place, people won't have no choice but to respect that. And people can tell by you guys' action.
And if they want, they shouldn't respect it. But I understand he has to feed his family. But there are ways to do it without him having to,
Yeah.
We'll try to put the video in the description after this session. I will play. Oh, the actual video? Oh, I don't know. It's somewhere online.
Oh, someone's asking for the video?
Ken is asking for the video. Yeah, we'll see.
It's somewhere online now. Yeah. If you Google John Gray, you'll probably find it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go on to the next. What is the next one here? What's the next one here? Is infidelity God's fault? You kind of know where we're going with that, right?
I actually don't.
You don't?
Yeah. Enlighten me.
Oh, okay, let's do this first, then we'll go to the next one after.
Why do you use me? I didn't ask for this. You raised me up. And I told you, I'm not the one. I told you, I got all of this stuff. I've been praying for years. And my answers never come. But I pray for others and you answer them right away. Why did you raise me up if you knew that I was going to miss it? And in the process of trying to serve you, my humanity would explode from behind the facade of religious perfection. Why am I in?
Dude.
He just blamed God for everything. I told you I'm not capable of being a pastor.
But he's been collecting the money. He did a show called The Book of John Gray.
I love that show.
He was also background singer with Carl Franklin back in the
think
days.
he's such a wise guy. Until this,
absolutely.
When John Gray speaks, oh my God.
No, you can't ever take that away from him.
Oh Lord.
And it's right that the gifts are the gift.
He has that gift.
And because you have the gift doesn't mean you're not going to be responsible for your emotional mishappenings or your she saw. What's the English of she saw? When you tender apology too early, this is what happens. You say the wrong things. You will say the wrong things. First of all, the apology was too long. The people that are the smartest people in this world, the wisest, not smartest, because smart people are dumb sometimes. The wisest people in this world, what they do is they send a PR to go tender apology statements.
Yes.
Because there's nothing they're going to say.
This social media world going is tricky. You just want to go out and bear your, I'm going to speak my truth, blah, 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 and then you shoot yourself in the leg. Yes, you should have done the PR
because
thing.
Your truth varies. Your truth now, when this thing just happened, is going to be based on your reaction. Your truth, few weeks later from now, would have changed because you would have settled in. You would have used the wisdom of God.
Yes. Absolutely.
To process what happened. Plus, you will have more information. Plus, everything would have been calm a little bit. Plus, your wife, we're going to talk about the wife one in a minute here, right? You're busy apologizing to the world when that's like the least of your issues because he said it. His strong bone, the person that covers him, is that wife. You know, that's the person that covers him. And he said that, but you're going to lose that and come and give tender apology like a day after a news broke out that you throw out completely under the bus. Like, come on.
By throwing under the bus thing. I'm sorry. I'm still holding on to that piece of stuff. That is not cool. What? So at least she made you something to eat. She didn't let you starve.
So infidelity. What is it? Miscommunication? What did he just? Whatever he just did, he called it because it wasn't physical, so it doesn't matter. And all of this is God's fault because God called him. But he collected money. He's been making money with this brand. He made so much money. Bought a Lamborghini for the wife as the last apology.
Yeah, from some strange woman. I mean, I didn't even. All these years I've been going to church.
You have to qualify. What do you mean strange?
God forgive me. I didn't know about this strange woman until she talked about it, and I'm like, the strange. Why is she saying?
That's how we know you didn't grow up in church.
And now I know. I'm like, oh wow, strange woman. The way she emphasized on that strange woman, I said,
yeah, strange.
This woman is hot too.
Strange woman, strange man, they're everywhere.
Oh my God,
everywhere.
Struggle is real.
Oh, okay. Kenny Sokwe, she saw it's miscommunication. No, she saw it's like you're mistalking. You're saying the wrong things. You know, miscommunication is a little bit different. Maybe I guess you could say that, but it's the talking that I'm talking, not necessarily intention to communicate, but you want to talk, but the wrong things are coming out of your mouth.
Cover things up and
you're trying to cover things up and the wrong things are coming out of your mouth.
Right.
That's what happens when you apologize too early. Too early or premature apology are manipulative. They are ways for you to fix emotional matters too quick.
Yeah.
They take time. It takes time.
Yeah.
You know. So, but hey, let's move on to the next one because is it getting interesting? What happened?
No, it's real. It's really real out there.
Yeah.
It's real. There's marriage issues. It's really, really. What did come?
Yeah. So this one is remorse. Remorse. I think, let me see here. But this one is very important that we remorse versus repentance. That's his words, by the way. Let me put it together properly. Remorse versus repentance. Are you looking at my spelling?
No.
Yeah, I forgot that part out. Right. So this session is called remorse. This video right here is called remorse versus repentance. This is his words. Like we said earlier, he's a very, very wise guy. He has a lot of things he can teach people.
Yes.
But clearly not this part, you know. But let's
remorse.
Sorry, baby.
People that are wise, that sometimes they miss it when it comes to their own life.
Yes, because the wiser you are, the bigger the blind spot you can have. You know, so we all have to be. The Bible said, "He who stands Sarah. I don't know the English.
Stand firm.
Stand firm, so that lest he fall.
Yes, Sarah.
Right.
Yes, Sarah.
The Bible said that, you know.
Wow.
But what
It's real. Yes,
Mhm.
it is real.
Oh, thank you, Kenny. I'm gonna use yours rather. Remorse versus repentance. Let's play that video.
Remorse or repentance. I have learned that remorse simply means I'm sad because you found out. Repentance is I'm sorrowful and I will change.
All right. Like we said, I wanted to support what you just said. He is a very wise guy. He's wise with the words, you know, and he's absolutely right that remorse is, what did he say again? He said, we forgot. Let's play it again.
Remorse or repentance. I have learned that remorse simply means I'm sad because you found out. Repentance is I'm sorrowful and I will change.
So what I will remove from that
Yeah.
is I'm sorrowful, I will change. I agree with that, except the part where you have to say it. Like, let me come and apologize. Let me come and say to you that I'm sorrowful, I will change.
Why should I believe you? This is not the first.
They don't
This
believe
is not
you.
the second.
Yeah, the person
maybe this is
apologizing
the
simply
second.
doesn't believe you, because if it was that simple, right, you will fix it, right? And the remorse is I'm sad because you found out. Like, I'm not really sad. It's just that
I'm sorry I got caught.
Yes, and that's what remorse is. But remorse, is it that?
Yeah, you know, I didn't really feel that way until it said it.
I don't necessarily agree with him. That's him getting overly wise with his words.
See, I'm gonna have to go to Google for that, because to me, I felt like remorse is genuine, but now I'm finding out that remorse is not necessarily genuine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remorse and repentance, they go hand in hand. From what I understood. What did it say?
It's deep regret or guilt for a wrong committed.
Yeah. So what do you mean? I'm sad. No, that's not remorse. Remorse. Maybe there's a different word for what he said, which is I'm sad that you found out. That's apologies. How about that? That's when you give premature apologies and you're asking for forgiveness, right? Prematurely, right? You just, you know, when you over apologize over and over and over again, it's because you're only sad because you found out and you're trying to quick fix it.
Can you imagine how disgusted the wife is?
Right now?
That's what happens when you over apologize. It's disgusting. It's like, get out of my face. You don't mean what you're saying. You just want me to say, you know, I forgive you right now.
Yes.
And I don't want you in my face.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Keyword, right now. But they don't want you in their face. Kenny says remorse is showing that you genuinely regretted it happened.
That's what I thought.
So that can lead into repentance.
Right.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to be remorseful. What's bad is this apology. This old apology thing. This apology one day after you got found out is a sign that you're just sad because they found out. That's more like
well, social media. I was gonna ask that. What happened to when things happen to you? You just go quiet in a corner and don't, deal with your demons. But social media these days, everybody's itching to talk. Everybody's itching to type. Oh, this is that, and that's what is making it worse. That's
why it was this video right here. I forgot to type it in. That's why it was important that I bring it back and go back to it and type it out, because a lot of people misconstrue remorse, repentance, and apology. Change behavior is what we need ultimately.
I think that's what women really need. Not the apology. Look, you already embarrassed me. Now the whole world know that I'm married to a guy that is so disrespectful, because you're doing this a second time, or I don't know how many times you did it, but you've embarrassed me, and now you're out here talking about you will change and apologizing. And I just want to see you change already. I want to see it in action.
There's a very important thing about what you just said. I'm picking your words apart. You said, I don't know. You said, I don't know if you've done more.
I mean, that's what she's probably thinking in her head. I'm a woman. I know what that feels like. I'm just saying that, you're thinking in your head like, oh, because you got caught. Who knows how many you've done? This one came out, but we don't know.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
It is tough.
So Kenny says, step aside for a while and think about what you have done
Yes,
and how you could
yes.
have done better and what you would need to do to fix it. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, but
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Step aside. No
Yeah.
one, I don't care how the world is coming at you.
So why is it difficult
Don't
for
even
people
pay
to step
attention
aside?
to do
Why
that.
is it
Because
difficult?
they're on the freaking social media, blog reading
No,
comments.
regular people that are not even on social media. Sometimes it's when they offend and they got found out, the first thing they want to do is apologize. As opposed to let it go for a minute.
Because it's the obsession with fixing things.
It's obsession with fixing things. That's much more important to them than the right behaviors in the first place, you know. And the best way for you to the only way to get into change behavior is time now.
It's time.
Right?
Time.
You're gonna have to prove that, okay? Right?
It's time. Time heals.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe in time. Just give it time.
Yeah.
This woman can be mad forever. And if you are truly changing, you'll be surprised. You'll fall in love back with you all over again. Like that didn't even happen.
Right.
And when people even ask, oh, you're going to take him back even though he disrespected you, she will tell them to mind their own business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why you got to learn how to give it time. You have to. All this smart talk and no actions, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Let's get into the next one. Next one here says fidelity, marriage, and holiness. In particular, we're talking about holiness, right? So there's this video. Let's play the video and let's get into it.
Live a lie. For those who need to hear me say this, the name of the Lord is holy. The standard is holiness. The word of God is utterly holy. He is not to be toyed with. Church is not a game, and pastors are held to the highest of standards: moral integrity, character when no one is looking, fidelity and faithfulness in marriage. And for me, not submitting to process, not staying accountable, and not utilizing the voices available to teach me the tools have caused me to make bad decisions.
What says you, babe?
I don't know. For a minute, I got confused. I was like, when he said for you, I thought he was going to say, touch not my anointed, because that's the Niger style.
Well, he just said that. You didn't get that?
That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, wait.
He just said, touch not my anointed. You didn't read
like,
between the lines?
Back off. I'm used to the touch not my anointed one, because that's how our own Nigerian pastors, that's how they say, don't judge me.
You didn't
How
read.
dare you?
That means you didn't
But
read.
that's what I was getting from that.
That means,
like in a different form.
That means you didn't read between the lines, babe.
No, I got it. But I was expecting him to say, touch not my anointed, the usual one that they say. But he did say it in a different form. And then at the end of the day, he's saying he didn't take accountability. I mean, his whole message is confusing.
What do you think about this picture right here? You know those people? There's only one marriage.
Charlie boy and his wife in there.
There's only one marriage out of all this marriage that's still together. There's something common about the rest of them.
I know Chris Oyakilome and the wife, and the one on top is Chris Okoti, right? Which one is on the right?
That's Igila.
Oh, I don't know.
Igila had a big scandal. Like
I heard about it.
Last year ago,
I don't know his face like that. And why is Charlie boy and his wife in there? In a mix.
I said all of these people, one thing that's common about them is they're all married. They were all married at some point.
Right.
Only one of them is still married.
He's not a pastor.
Huh?
He's not a pastor. The rest are pastors.
I didn't say they were all pastors. I never said that. Okay. I said all these people you're looking at, you're the one pointing out the pastors.
Yeah.
I said all these people you see on the screen, all of them are married. They were married at some point. Only one of these marriages are still together. The other ones that are not still together, the only thing common to them is
they are pastors.
They are pastors. So what is that? And these are extremely huge pastors, right?
Yeah.
Big pastors. Some of them are still very loud about how a woman should be submissive, right? And that's to support the point we're making here. You know, it's bigger than just your holiness, bro. You get it?
Oh, deep.
Oh, deep gone. It's bigger than just your holiness. Maybe strive for holiness is better than holiness, because number one, holiness is not attainable. Can we just be honest about that?
Right.
But we're not going to say it like that, because people should still strive to be better people.
Yes.
I believe in people striving to be better people than this holiness thing, because the reason why I kick against it like that, I know to certain church people, they are going to be like, what do you mean? I get it. Your chest comes out when you hear holiness is not good enough. I get it. Right? But
I won't even get into
I
that
didn't mean to say that.
Yeah.
Just like John Gray did not mean to say touch not my anointed. But that's actually what he said.
That's
by
what it sounds
saying
like to me.
holiness.
Yeah.
Right? It's not relevant, is the point. Holiness, good marriage, fidelity, you're right, you're wrong, potato, bigger moras, potata. It doesn't matter. Clearly, it doesn't matter. And I know maybe I didn't bring enough samples, but there's more than enough samples out there. We said earlier, pastors, a lot of pastors suffer in their marriage, or their wife is suffering in the marriage at least.
Yes.
Right? And because they don't understand, they keep mixing all this thing. Their outlook on life is this holiness thing, and they can't live up to that standard, unfortunately.
Right.
John Gray cannot live up to the standard. He's still busy presenting that. He can't. We're asking you something. You're talking about holiness. We're asking you something simple. Something as simple as faithfulness to your wife.
We're not even asking you. You decided to come share that after the blogs brought that out.
And you're talking holiness, bro. And you're manipulating people. You're saying holiness is the standard. Standard of what? Right? Nobody's arguing that. Is the point I'm making. Nobody's arguing that holiness is or is not the standard. You're talking Bible now. We're talking about a real human being in your house that you just hurt because you told them that you were going to be faithful to them, and your lifestyle, and you being a pastor, and she's also a pastor missus. Right? You can't even live up to that. You're talking about holiness. Are you confused or something? So this is the confusion that's going on everywhere. You can see it everywhere. You can see where. Keep it simple. Let's start with one. All right? Let's not worry about holiness. Let's not worry about, because he's going to say it later too. Let's not worry about you being God.
Right.
Let's just start with you're human. We just found out that you're human. We just found out that you're human. You just found out that you're human. Let's focus on that. So remove yourself. Don't worry about the blogs. Let them go crazy. See, wise people, the most powerful people in the world, they let the blogs go crazy. They let them knock themselves out. Oh, what happened? You found out I slept with a dog yesterday? Knock yourself out, okay? God forbid. I didn't sleep with a dog. Right? You know what I'm saying? Knock yourself out. Why do you feel the need to come and respond so quick? It tells me you were guilty. It tells me you were guilty. And I don't even like pointing out guilt. But because we're humans, like you just said, we're humans, right? Just let it go. You have to learn how to let go. They're talking about you right now. You're making the news. It was a real video. We get it. We get it. Put out a statement through a PR. No need to apologize, because your apology is useless now.
It is.
And especially to your wife, sadly. The apology is useless. And most apologies are useless, Let's just put that out there like that. What else do you have to say about this, baby? You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're watching me on Instagram, let me say this, because they're going to clear Instagram in a second. If you're watching on Instagram, you want to go to Lola and Lola on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Lola and Lola. It will pop right up. We're live on there. We're not going to come back after this 1 hour is over here, just so you know. Right. So you were saying something, baby.
When it comes to the holiness situation with church folks, I don't even get involved, because I don't consider myself a holy person. I'm not even going to sit down there and argue with you about being holy. I just don't know why I would.
You're not a holy person.
I don't know why I would be fighting for.
The Bible said we have all fallen short.
It's easy for me to take that, because I know
Because you know that you know.
But people trying to present themselves as holiness, an holy person,
It's a waste of energy for the most part.
No one is perfect.
Try to be a better person than you were yesterday.
You can work on that.
That's easier, right? Don't waste your energy on holiness. It's waste of energy, honestly. And you're not going to attain it. Let's just be frank with ourselves. Well, it's never going to happen, right?
Good luck, as long as you're human.
Even Jesus was knocked to the wood eventually, and was all our eshe came on him, right? Who are you? You're not holy. Stop talking about holiness is the standard. Who are you? That's what Nigerians ask when you question them. All these Nigerian pastors, they go, who are you? Who's your father? You're a bastard. But anyway,
Lord have mercy. Oh, my own pastor does not talk like that. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. Holiness can be a bastard. It becomes pride for some people, you know. But let's move on to the next one. So this next one says, do this to embarrass your wife. You want to guess?
No.
You want to get what this is?
No.
That he did? Whatever I'm about to play to you, just do it if you want to embarrass your wife. After you basically been caught being unfaithful. It's the same thing with your husband, by the way. If you've been caught being unfaithful with your husband, you can simply do this, and then you can successfully embarrass them one more time.
One more, yeah.
Right. So let's play this video.
To my wife, I say to her now in this moment, Aventer, I am sorry for the pain that I have caused you. And my prayer is that the life I live from this moment will be one worthy of the love that you have extended and that our family receives from. I am grateful for you and for our children. And I pray that God would restore the joy that we had in the days when we would drive around the city dreaming. You know more than everyone else the areas of pain that I've carried for years, the horrific self-fulfilling prophecies that you told me, stop confessing those things. But I believe that this moment had to come so that God could make me the man I need to be. But I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused. You don't deserve it. You're an amazing woman of God. And I love you. And I will face me so that the man that comes out of this moment will be able to honor you.
That's all cute.
It would have been sweeter if the wife was like, babe, this had to happen to make you who you are today after he has changed.
How are we sure she didn't say that at home?
There's no way. Him saying that sounds horrible from his mouth. The woman is just like, I bet she's just rolling her eyes like, oh, Lord. Like, just stop talking right now. Yeah, he's talking too much.
If you ever became unfaithful with your significant other and you want to embarrass them more, do that. Ask for apology, make it public, and try to manipulate them with all your words. And, you know, this, that, you saw me when dude, your woman is still a human being.
Yes.
Right. There's no way she's not hurting right now, you know, and the last thing she wants is another set of embarrassment. Because
calling my name out.
The last time he bought a Lamborghini to apologize to. That's what allegedly.
With the strange woman story.
He bought after the strange woman story.
What happened then? I didn't get the full gist.
It was a strange woman. He was entertaining. This is something that a lot of pastors do. They entertain a lot of attention for women that needs counseling. So it's actually very important that we point that out. A lot of them, like we were saying earlier, it's not always intentional that they find themselves in these scenarios. But Araman did it. Yeah.
That's why I love my pastor. Hey, my pastor said something like, yo, if you need counseling and you're a woman, he's not gonna give you counseling by himself.
You're gonna talk to his wife.
It's gonna be his wife. If you need him to be there, he will sit down with his wife to counsel you. But there is no way in hell there's just you and him in the office by themselves. Not because he doesn't trust himself, but hey, you never know.
Lucky Instagram. It looks like Instagram has extended their time.
Is it like?
You're not locking it out after 1 hour. That's good.
He is such a smart man because he knows this is our flesh. Look, there's no superhuman. There's no superhuman. And we all
Doesn't
need
exist.
to understand that, especially pastors, because,
Mhm.
you know, everyone wants their attention.
Mhm.
You don't know people's intention. You can know your own intention, but you don't know other people's intention towards you and your
Now
family.
you would think that Pastor John Gray is done, wouldn't you?
No, it's not. He talked too much in this video. This video was annoying. Let's be real. It was annoying.
This video was annoying. This one.
I didn't like it. I was like, I just like this guy too much. No, stop talking already. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah. He's definitely very extra. What do I have to say about this? You know, I guess the point is this: if you've offended or you found out to not be faithful, which happens to the best of us, you know, because we're all humans, right?
We're human beings.
You need to take time off, and process what happened. How did you get there? What could you have done better? If you're remorseful at all, you know, if you're not remorseful, then honorably bow out of that relationship. Maybe because the relationship, a lot of people get in there because the relationship already shut down, right?
Yeah.
They'll say, hey,
or maybe the relationship is toxic, or maybe
I just haven't been feeling this, you know, my emotional need wasn't. You don't have to say all that, by the way. You're saying this to yourself in front of the mirror. You don't have to say this to them. Because again, selfish reasons, selfishly, you may feel the need to say it to them, thinking you will feel better. Well, it may get worse before it gets better. That's the point. It will get worse before it gets better. So if they're not asking for apology or to talk, don't make it your own thing that you have to talk by first, because especially if they're already shut down and they don't want to hear it. The last thing you want to do, and then it's worse when you make it public, because she's already embarrassed, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he bought her that Lamborghini, and that became an issue. When she was making that speech, she said something about the 13-year-old boy and her husband. The way she was talking to me, right. I feel like she's still, you know, she's still hurting from that past relationship, because she didn't seem like she was healed.
Speaking
she was
of
so
13-year-old
passionate
boy,
about it.
Speaking of 13-year-old boy, he's not a 13-year-old boy. He's just not.
I don't know why she called about me. I don't know why she called him that.
Because women do that. They try to uplift you. They try to protect you. They try
oh
to.
My God!
They try
to horrible.
Make you feel better than you actually are. She's trying her hardest to speak positivity into it. It's like he said it. She covers him a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's an excuse. You're not a 13-year-old boy. You're a grown male who is not growing up to be a man as fast as the people in your life will need you to be.
Yeah.
And the rest of us are like that. We got married first, years later, before we went from male to man.
Yeah.
Sometimes
absolutely.
you have to almost lose everything you have before you realize that, wait, I'm not being a man. I need to grow up to be a man. Not a 13-year-old marriage. You're not no 13-year-old boy. No, he's not. And that's the lie that she was telling herself.
She was covering him.
She was covering him to make her feel better that it's not your fault. She got called out at the time, like, dude. She got called out at the time. I can't. I make faces.
You're killing me with them faces. Stop it.
Like she got called out at the time, like, 13-year-old boy. What about the girl that he's sleeping with? And nobody will ever believe that he's not sleeping with anybody. Dude, stop. By the way, stop telling everybody that it was not physical and you've only been with one woman. Nobody cares. If you only be one woman or 20 women, nobody cares.
Maybe I'm sorry to say this.
Yes, but
now maybe that's the problem. You know, like maybe because sometimes people say, like me, I feel, personally, I feel, be it man, be it woman, before you get married, make sure you have some experience. I didn't say go and hoe around, but sometimes people don't live their life fully before getting involved with another person. And then when they get
what do you mean experience? Make sure put it on your salary.
Make sure you have touch. Look, if I'm your wife and I'm the one that is vetting you, there might be a problem in the future.
It depends. It depends.
It does.
It depends on individuals.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't. They still have that. Some people get into marriage fast, and then they will have the roaming eyes issue.
Right. No. I agree 100% that it's a problem.
There's a need there that he's trying to fulfill. There's something lacking.
No, it's a problem because clearly you counted on either he counted on his virginity to carry him into a marriage.
Right.
And it was wrong. He just found out he was wrong.
I said that's the only woman I've ever been with. I'm like,
You still don't realize that it didn't matter and it doesn't matter, right?
And I'm sorry, I've heard women say this all the time. I lost my virginity to my husband. How dare he? It doesn't matter if you lost virginity to your husband.
No, you have to lead with
he
it.
will still cheat if he's gonna cheat.
Now let me teach you, okay? Allow me, please, okay?
No, but
you have to first of all say that's good for you.
No, of course.
Okay.
Will I now go to tell this person? It doesn't matter if you. No. I didn't say anything.
But for real though, for real.
But they get entitled. Is my point. When you lose your virginity to someone, it doesn't mean that person is not going to disappoint you.
Yeah, I was going there.
Or they're not going to have moments where you feel like, oh my God.
But what I was going to say is this: that's good for you, but we have to point out the limitations of that for you. That's what I was saying.
So it's for you, not for the person.
Like it's good for you. Like I understand that you hold on to this value in virginity, and that's great.
Right.
It's very personal. That's all on you. But understand there are limitations to how far that can take you when it comes to dealing with relationships. When it comes to it's not going to fly as an excuse when this happens to you. But John Gray keeps giving that as some form of excuse. He doesn't realize that he's giving it as an excuse. He won't admit that.
Well, now I know that he got married as a virgin. I mean,
we know, but it's not enough, bro. Okay? It's not enough. We got the point, and that was good for you. But it's not enough.
Clearly.
It's not. And again, I don't know why I need to say this. Maybe I'm acting like him right now. We're saying that because these are lessons in this for married people, particularly. So just get that, So let's move on to the next one, right, babe?
Ideologies to one to my ideologies.
I already did that.
No, we didn't do that yet.
Yes.
No.
To embarrass your wife.
No. Yeah. We're doing this one. Is holiness the standard for marriage? So it sounds like we've done this, but not really. I'm going to play the video for you. It's a little different.
Ideologies to one thing after another. I want to tell you I'm sorry. The standard has not changed. Holiness is still right. And I want you to know that it is my prayer that from this moment of true repentance, that you will see emerge from this moment a pastor that you can be proud of.
This is the same point we made earlier. Holiness and marriage. Yeah, I'm convinced they're not relevant. Okay,
not relevant.
Maybe it's relevant in church on Sunday.
Did that look? And I think another thing I have to
get you to heaven. It won't get you to keep a marriage.
I think pastors need to pay more attention to their wives. We can go to church and do that, and that's all good. But when we get home, let's get into husband and wife mode. Don't bring the same speaking tongue language into our bedroom. I know you're a pastor. I know this is your life. I know this is what we do. But now it's time for some intimate time between me and you. Forget that, bro. And I feel like a lot of pastors bring that into their lives, into the, and the
it's a major part of what we're saying, because this is
begging for time.
It's a major part of this conversation because this is Pastor John Gray,
right?
And like he said himself, you have to be held to a certain standard,
right?
As a pastor, we didn't put that on you. That's just what that title says.
He said that
you'll be held to a certain higher standard. And he said Christians, I'm not sure about the Christians part because most of us are Christians and a lot of people are acting like animals around here.
Jesus.
Because they are animals. They are primate animals, but they are still going to be humans. And that's why you need to learn how these things work so you can put that knowledge in your favor, because you understand that you have limitations as a human being and things will happen, But is holiness the standard for marriage? And even life? No.
It's too much pressure.
It's pressure.
So much pressure.
Okay.
I don't even want it.
All you have to ever worry about, and it's your best chance to attain holiness, by the way, is just be a better person than you were yesterday. Okay? Personal growth, personal development, right? Integrity, right? And I don't mean integrity in the form of morals, because that standard changes from places to places, from culture to culture, from religion to religion. That changes, right? But I'm talking about just what Jesus said: love your neighbor as yourself.
Just as simple as
just
that.
as simple as that, right? Just be a better person than you were yesterday, because there are behaviors that are innate within us that shows that we don't love our neighbors. Sometimes we can be. Sometimes we're selfish. We're narcissists by nature, you know. And you just want to be better and detect those things ahead of time, because honestly, if you become a better person, it does come back to you, because the impact you leave on people emotionally does carry a lot of weight, and it goes for a long time. So let's move on to the next one here. This one is an interesting one, actually. This one says, what destroys marriages, witchcraft or pride? If you were to guess.
It's pride. Witchcraft, Bitimo. What do you mean witchcraft?
You know, that old speech he made, there was a lot of manipulative statements.
Right.
There was a lot of blaming other things.
Right.
He wanted to share the blame. You know?
He didn't want to carry it by himself.
And in this clip, one of it is witchcraft. So I didn't really understand it. All I know is that witchcraft find its way into this speech.
He said that?
Yeah, you know the Tema situation that's going on. Tema Ati David.
Yeah.
Adefeso.
That's another reality TV show. Get your life. Like,
right.
Man,
that
one
show. Attacked his wife. Right.
Right.
Allegedly attacked his wife.
His wife. His girlfriend. They're not married.
His fiance. They
are they engaged?
I think they're engaged, right?
No. I don't think so.
They live together. But attacked his girl. Let's just say like that. Attacked his girl because she's looking to find herself. She hired a coach, and it's like all of that is witchcraft stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I think she hired a dream coach. That's very weird to me. A dream coach. Is
that weird to you too?
It's very weird to me.
Dude, it's not weird to me.
But I can
understand. Why is that weird to you?
Celebrities, they have so much pressure.
No, why is that weird to me?
For those people.
Let's talk about that. Why is that weird to you? Since we're talking witchcraft.
A dream coach. A dream. Dream Allah coach.
Yeah.
Not follow your dreams, coach.
I know.
Someone analyzing your dreams.
They analyze the dream together.
Yes.
She made it clear we're analyzing the dream together. She analyzed her own dream. She just coached her to analyze her own dream.
I didn't know it could get that far.
What do you mean?
I mean, like you could have a dream coach. That's new
it was interesting, but
it was very interesting.
It wasn't weird.
But it was weird, but it was making sense. Yeah. Like it was as if she was going into the spirit form, and
this is not our. This is not a psychic person.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
She made you interpret your own dream. That's what she was doing.
Look, I have respect for what the woman does, but honestly, it's brand new to me. That's why I said these celebrities, they have so much pressure. I can understand.
I respect that too. But how did that become witchcraft?
No. I don't agree with what David said. Okay. David is actually, you know how I see David? David Oyefeso. Is it Oyefeso or Adefeso?
Something like that.
He's dating Tema.
Official, like
Tema Braxton. He's a Nigerian, okay? In Nigeria, how you know he's a real strong,
I was gonna say that
Nigerian his beliefs are strong.
Yeah, anytime any people from cultured places, extremely cultured places like Nigeria, anytime they encounter something weird to them, it becomes witchcraft.
Instead of saying, it's time to learn something new, it's weird.
It's just witchcraft.
For me, it wasn't witchcraft. It was more of like, I didn't know it could go this far, but let's see what she's talking about.
Yep.
At least be open to learning.
And a lot of time, if it's not spelled out in the Bible as you must do it, it's witchcraft.
And he had a problem. My issue with that is you're getting with someone not from your culture. You have to be open. I tell people all the time, you're getting married to someone from a different culture. You can't bring your own culture. Yeah. All the good and the bad from your culture and impose it on that person. You have to be open to what they have from their culture as well.
Yeah, you have to be open to at least saying that is interesting.
But when they have done their hair in dreadlocks and they are Americanized, they think they're Americans. No, you're not. Your belief, your core system is still there.
Yeah, because
you need to learn how to be open if you want to be with other people of other culture. Point blank, period.
Yeah, that's nothing. The fact that you look like
an American doesn't mean you're American.
We'll find out very soon. Very soon. As soon as you enter a relationship with somebody, we'll find out how cultural you are. But let's play the video because
traditional.
Let's see here.
Anyone that would use, manipulate, or utilize witchcraft principles to keep people subjected to the personality of man versus the person of Jesus Christ. For too long, churches have been built based on personalities. And one of the reasons that I didn't address my issue sooner is because I incorrectly assumed that if I left this seat, that the church would fall apart. What pride to assume that a holy God needed an unholy, unsubmitted vessel to do his work. If God can use a donkey.
Yes.
He checked himself, so I like that.
So he checked himself, right? He said, what pride? But the thing is that in the same breath, he mentioned witchcraft principles to manipulate the people of God.
Lost.
And what he was talking about is people thinking personality. And I wanted to talk about that. People thinking personality is what the church needs. It's not a matter what the church needs, it's what the church follow. Unfortunately, the church follow personalities. If John Gray leaves that church, there are certain people that will go
with him. Fact.
And not just certain, quite a lot. If you watch Greenleaf, the show, you will see it there that if you remove the person that everybody looked to as their own gateway into heaven, there's a good chance you will break that church.
It happens
apart.
in Nigeria a lot. Like the way people worship Daddy Geos and all that stuff. You can't say nothing. You'll come for your jugular.
Exactly. So we're not going to blame that. That's just people's nature.
Yes.
That's what he called witchcraft principles. No, because people follow personalities,
They do.
does not make it witchcraft principles. The reason why I wanted to address it, even though he checked himself on what pride, the reason why I wanted to address it, because that also drives his behavior in other areas of life. Thinking everything has to be witchcraft. It's making excuses and excuses and excuses and excuses. Dude, the last thing you said, that should be all you said, which is if you have personal issues at home, charity begins at home.
Fact.
Check yourself back to the house.
Okay.
And fix that first.
You gotta
Don't worry about witchcraft. In fact, I think it was witchcraft that made you do this wrong apology. If you want to start going on, blame everything on witchcraft. Wow. I think it was witchcraft. Curses from your family that made you.
I didn't know they had Yali or coin in America.
Dude,
oh wow.
It's deep. It's everywhere. You didn't know? It just shows up in a different way.
Wow.
Yeah, it shows up in a different way.
Some tabitas.
It doesn't. There are people called tabita.
I mean, isn't that what I mean? Oh, God forgive me. But
yeah. Tabitas, please forgive her. But
please, no, yeah.
But the point I'm making is that, first of all, this is him ranting and then calling out witchcraft. And now he just blamed witchcraft, but in the same breath he's saying, what pride? You're right about the word pride part. But let's be frank. Let me edify him for a second. You're a powerhouse.
He is.
You're Pastor John Gray.
He is.
And you deserve everything that comes with that.
And he has that gift.
Including the attention that comes when you do something wrong. You deserve the Lamborghini. You deserve all the accolades, the attention on own network, the attention from Oprah Winfrey. You deserve all of that. And the success, the books, the book launch, all that stuff. You deserve all of that. But to whom much is given,
much is expected.
Much is expected.
The pressure.
So ideally,
yes,
if you're that big, it's very hard to check out.
It is.
And say, I'm going to go take care of my family.
Yeah, it's very
Granted,
hard.
That's very hard to do. But it's still what needed to be done. So charity begins at home is very important. That everyone learn that. That if house is not good, it may not be Corona next time. Something will come up and will expose you eventually. So don't wait until you have to blame it on witchcraft before you do something about it.
Ministry starts from home, please.
So is it witchcraft or pride? It was the pride part.
Pride.
We agree with you. It was the pride part. The witchcraft stuff, just leave that alone.
Leave that one alone.
Leave that on the side. We didn't need all that. We didn't need all that. So let's go into how to destroy an apology with you too. I think we've kind of touched on this.
Are you talking about Me Too? That's what you turned into?
No, not Me Too. Not Me Too.
Oh, God.
Me Too is different. Me Too is different.
The Me Too movement.
Yeah, well, you still got stuff. Guess what? We all do. The only difference is mine is public, yours is hidden. The truth is I don't get the luxury of anonymity.
One thing I can always give everyone, remember, is that they're right.
It's right.
I would never take that away
It's
from
right.
anybody.
His is public and mine is private. You're right.
I would never take that away from anybody.
Right.
But yeah, he's right. He's right. But he destroyed the apology with the, yeah, we all do. We all do what, dude? You're the one on the stage.
No, we're talking about
right
you right now.
You're the one, like, he's right, but we're not talking about us.
Everyone else. Yeah.
Now, we're talking about you, and what you should have done is not create more embarrassment for your family.
That's what it is.
So let's talk a little deeper about this YouTube thing. When you come to me and you tell me you did this, right? Easy way to destroy that conversation is say, but you too, you did this.
It's not about that. We're talking about this moment.
Listening. That person's trying to tell you something. But you say, but you too, you did this yesterday.
So forgive me now.
But you too.
Remember, I forgave you when you did your own.
No, but you're not even asking for forgiveness.
You
The
too.
moment you mention you too, what's the word?
Nullifies.
It nulls. I think it's nulls. Not nullify. Is nullify a word? N-U-L-O?
Yeah.
It nulls.
No.
Well, it turns into null. Your apology becomes null, basically. Right? Once you go, but you too, you did this.
Right.
So a lot of people do it in relationship. They're accusing you. Yes, granted,
Right.
maybe there's a loving way they could be doing, but 2 wrongs doesn't make it
There
right.
you go, baby.
Nullify.
You've been educated.
Make legally null. Avoid.
Okay.
Yeah, avoids
Okay.
it. The moment you use you two in a statement where you're in the same breath asking for forgiveness or apologizing or try to feel heard, the moment you do you two, everything you're about to say is void. You're just going to go into an argument.
Yes.
Because the other person now has the right to say you too as well. You too is an attack.
It's like, how dare you?
Come
with me without you two.
You put your shoes there yesterday, but you too, you put your toothpaste in the wrong place.
It's never gonna stop. It's tit for tat.
Like you're right, but we're not getting anywhere with this conversation. We're talking relationships now, right? We're not gonna get anywhere with this conversation. We're just gonna be tit for tat.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a productive way to have conversations. It's definitely not communication. Right? You're talking at each other, you're attacking each other, right? But you two it voids everything. That's the point I'm making. Like, don't do that thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
Right? So let me play that video so you can see how it play out when somebody's making a public apology. Right? Let me play that video again.
Yeah, well, you still got stuff. Guess what? We all do.
Even his face looks like it was being defensive.
Yeah, it's defensive.
Right? Yeah, but guess what? We all do. No, we don't. You do now.
He reminds me so much of one pastor. So much. You stand on the stage and all you do that I know personally.
Okay. Because I've seen a ton of pastors.
I'm sure a ton of pastors online. Yes.
That. Not even online.
Personally.
In real life.
Oh, in real life?
Because I grew up in church. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. So you've seen a lot.
Yeah, they're people. Yeah. They're just people like the rest of us.
Exactly. And I think we understand that. I don't think they understand that though.
Did you understand that? You didn't understand that for a long time.
Wait. No. I didn't understand them being defensive about it. Like the standard that
they for sure don't understand it. But I'm saying you didn't understand.
No, I did.
Because anytime I see a pastor behave that way, it's not really a big deal to me.
No, I did. The part I didn't understand is when they attack their own followers for things that they also do.
Well, I know why you didn't understand that. You didn't grow up in church.
I didn't understand.
I grew up in church. So that was never a big deal to me.
We're all humans.
The thing is that
like that.
I've always been in a place where I don't put pastors on pedestals. And I think it comes from just a lot of people go to church and they were grown in church and they do that. I just don't. I don't put pastors on pedestals. There are people like us and they can do wrong. And I was in a place at one point I can find a girlfriend for my pastor. I was in a place at one point. I can find a girlfriend for my pastor if he
What?
comes, if he confides in me and I feel like, dude, I'm not getting none.
Okay, that is too much.
No, I'm just telling you that I never really look at them that way.
That's because you grew up in church. Now, for me,
No, I don't think it's because I grew up in church. I think it's just me.
okay,
I just
me
understand
coming
them.
from a Muslim background and saying, you know what, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior.
That's weird.
I take it seriously.
Yeah,
like church business is real business. Like this is not to be toyed with.
Again, it's not like I didn't take it serious. It's not like
I'm not talking about you personally. Okay, right. So when I see certain behaviors in church, of course I'm thrown off. Like, bro, why don't you just pretend that we should be doing this?
And for me, I confirm that they're just humans.
Yeah, it took me a while to get there. Like, wait, this is just church? Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Let's be only for 1 minute, and the next minute we could do whatever we want. All right.
So this next segment, how about blame Delilah for our bad marriage and my infidelity?
Delilah.
That's a good idea, right?
Delilah that is going gently.
You know Delilah.
Delilah, of course, the strange woman is Delilah. Even though Delilah
just was, like they all saw them just now.
Delilah was going on her own when she was like, yo, come on. You know, I don't. Well,
this one was quite interesting.
I'm keeping quiet
to me. You're apologizing supposedly to your wife, supposed to be, but at least you added the church. But we're talking about Delilah, bro.
Reality that there are people who genuinely want to see your demise. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you who the Delilahs are in your life. Because here's the thing about Delilah. Delilah was sent from hell, but she smelled and looked like heaven. Be very careful of the things that the enemy sends. He never sends something that you don't have an appetite for. He will always send you what speaks to the unresolved areas in you. The Bible says she blatantly asked him, tell me the secret of your strength. How can I bind you? And he toyed with it for a minute, and he gave her excuses. He gave her stuff that wasn't true, and he would wake up, and the thing that he had just said to her was happening to him. Samson, the Philistines are upon you. And he would break the rope off, or he would break the bowstrings. But he kept playing with that devil. He stayed there even after God allowed him to escape over and over again. And the Bible says, she said, you don't love me. You don't tell me the secret of your strength. Devils will make you think they love you, all the while trying to figure out what makes you tick so they can take you out of here. Hear me by the Spirit of the living God. If there's anybody who keeps seeking to identify the weakest areas of you, they are not from God.
Delilahs.
Let me start from the last statement. Everyone is from God. But but they are the same people that you're right, that will become Delilahs in your life. He's right with a chunk of stuff. The only wrong part is that should not be a part of an apology. Because again, he's making excuses. But great lessons.
Wait, what about the part that did Delilah do this by herself, or how did Delilah get in the mix?
No, Delilah smelled like heaven.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And
you're
she's
attracted
from hell.
to that.
And she's in reality from hell. Right? So, I mean, he's right. Right? But did he really capture the lessons? Personally, that's another topic entirely. But I thought we should talk about that Delilah, is real in people's lives.
Yes.
It's essentially your appetite. It's like the devil is not going to use anything that's not your appetite to capture you. That's why I said, if you're a wise person like him, that usually creates a big blind spot.
Yes.
So you must stay woke and keep learning. Right? When I say woke, not woke as in I know it all. You have to be open to keep learning. You have to keep learning. You have to keep learning and keep learning and keep learning.
Yeah.
Because when you have this level of wisdom that he just spelled out in terms of Delilah and all this stuff, when you have that, you have to be careful. You have to be wary Kenny, correct? Yeah, helped me out earlier.
Hmm.
He who stands has to be weary,
Yes.
right?
You
Right.
Bible scholars.
So, hey, I never knew I would still meet you guys. Hey, bro, TK, how far?
Hey, Brad TK.
Good evening, sir. All right, so let's see if we can have a few minutes. Maybe we can bring you up on here. We're talking about Pastor John Gray and his apology, which is essentially became void because he gave like 12 excuses that we're diving through right now. And let's talk about the 11th excuse. It was 11 excuses. Let's talk about the last one, the last excuse right now.
Okay.
And that excuse is, I'm a man.
I'm a man.
Oh.
This is true.
Now, let's see. Let's find out. Because again, your actions, not necessarily your words, but sometimes the words are the action, will tell on you. Let's find out if it's a man
that needs to see someone fall for you to feel better about yourself. I'm a man. I'm not a God. I serve God, and I'm God's man. And my failures will not be the final chapter of my life.
All right. So that part sound like what he defined as remorse earlier. Is upset because he got found out and he's on the blogs. Not necessarily because he's sorrowful per his own definition and he's going to change.
Right.
The action speaks louder than voice. Okay. This video right here,
that needs to see someone fall for you to feel better about yourself. I'm a man. I'm not a God. I serve God, and I'm God's man. And my failures will not be the final chapter of my life.
he's talking to the bloggers.
It's talking to the bloggers.
You know,
like,
this
is not the end.
You know, he's a powerhouse. Pastor John Gray is going to be fine. But the lessons
will be
here is that no, he's not a man. He's a male, and he needs to grow up to be a man.
Wow.
Because if he grows up to be a man, he will find no reason to apologize in this way ever again. Because he's a king too. He's well respected, regardless of all this shit. Doesn't mean anything at the end of the day.
No,
the only person it means something to is the wife.
It's the wife.
And he should be focused on that instead of this public apology that's not necessary. That's just making him look even worse. That's showing that it's just a male and not a man. His action speaks louder than his voice.
Yeah.
His voice is loud enough. But the action behind it, like the idea that he has to show the bloggers like, I'm a man. Right?
The bloggers, they don't care. They still keep going.
What? Every click counts.
Oh my God.
Every click counts in real life. And no, God is not going to punish them because you're a public figure. That's to whom much is given, much is expected.
Unfortunately, yeah.
No, unfortunately, there's a price for everything.
There's a price for
all is fair.
I guess. All is fair in love and war.
In love and war, all is fair.
All is fair.
It's him that needs to understand how power works. He has power. He didn't understand he had power.
Right.
He's a powerful guy who doesn't understand how big his power is.
Right.
Okay, he offended his wife. That's a big deal. That's between him and his wife.
Yes.
And God.
Yes.
They can sort that out. He can become a changed man.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
But all of this extra statement tells me how you're operating with your wife at home too. Then it's narcissistic behavior. It's not seeing that, oh, it's time up. Oh, that dirty move that I'm making behind the scenes is going to come out because I'm powerful. If it's either I learn how to cover my tracks better or change.
I can't just imagine him telling his wife, I'm a man. I'm a man.
Now we just make a stand face.
Like
I see her face right now when you just said that.
I could just see her face.
Yeah, because she knows how to make stand faces. Like
she's good.
You disgust me, John.
I don't blame her. I mean, I would be disgusted too.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's see. There's this last video here, which is the best decision he made. The video should have been this. I prefer that it should have been a statement. that was filtered through a PR.
Me too.
The same thing I said about Will Smith. They didn't need to come up and do that stupid video.
They didn't need
You don't owe anybody explanations.
Nope. Nope.
Ever. It's but it's okay because it's not, again, there's no right and wrong. I just think it's always better to let people mind their business, mind your
people
business.
Will move on.
They will mind your business because they are blogs.
Just give it time.
Will Smith thing is not over now. Entanglement. Everybody forgot about entanglement. Bruh. I said bro a lot now. So let's go on to the best decision Pastor John Gray made. Let's play that video and then we'll see. I don't know if our brother TK wants to come on and let's talk about, we're talking about apology and when it's necessary and the wrong way to do apology and this and that.
Of this very moment, I have been in therapy for quite some time, for myself as an individual and for my marriage collectively. But now I have submitted to a process of restoration that will require me to continue to do the deep work, not only of therapy, but of emotional health professionals, physical restoration, because my body and my soul have been deeply wounded and impacted by a life that was rooted in shame. Spiritual, emotional, mental, and therapeutic. And I don't know how long that process is going.
All right. So as usual, like Kenny just said, we don't need all the details, but that's really the best decision is made. But you need to back it up with action.
You have to back it up with action.
More importantly, I think the reason why we wanted to cover this topic is to really suggest to pastors to stop grossly underrating psychology in relationships.
Yes, it's very important.
Psychology, therapy, right? Which is why I really like that clip. I wanted to play that clip because it's him saying, you know what? Nothing else. Like, forget everything I just said. I wish that was all he said, but forget everything I just said. I need therapy. Because if you want to change, right? If you want to change your behavior and you have bad habits of any type, I don't care if it's unfaithfulness to your wife, I don't care if it's unfaithfulness to yourself, you eat too much, it looks like you eat quite a bit. Why are you looking at me like that?
God, what? Is that really necessary?
No, it's only
you're body shaming the pastor.
No, I didn't mean to. But what I'm saying is that the point I'm making there is this: we all have bad habits.
We sure do. Okay.
And whatever bad habits we have, in order to change it, the only way to change it is to replace it. We don't respond to anything outside of pain and pleasure.
Right.
Transcendent over time. If something is painful for us, we will change it. If it's not painful enough yet, we'll just we will not change.
We'll keep doing
it's all of us. If something is pleasurable for us, we will keep doing it.
Yeah.
If it's not pleasurable enough for us, we will not replace it with the bad things. If something is not valuable enough for us, let me call it value, right? We're simply not going to do it.
Right.
You know? So, but TK, I think it's better. No, it's there. But I think I want to bring him on so you can see his face.
Well,
yeah. So
what do you think the wife should do now? I mean,
the wife should do?
Yes.
You can't tell her not to do. She's hurt. Hurt people. That's what she's gonna do right now. You know, that's probably the only thing she can do right now. Hopefully not physically. But TK, please come on to YouTube and Facebook. And there's a link that I just posted into the chat. The reason why I wanted to do that is because this one is going to be going live on YouTube, so everybody on YouTube later on in the recordings can see your face, and everybody on Instagram can still hear you.
We literally just have 14 minutes because I can hear my baby banging the door right now. Like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at, Mama?
All right, yeah. No, we don't need all the details, but again, things like this happen so we can, we can learn from it, but more importantly, Aventer is the name of the wife. She didn't need all of this, I mean, they're a beautiful couple, that, we watched their show. They're loving couple, and the devil is not looking for couples that already fight.
Yeah, he's looking for loving couples
Right.
to
Mhm.
destroy.
Yeah, bro,
Okay.
again, please, I'm waiting for you. Please come and join us on this thing here on YouTube and Facebook. Just search for Lola and Ola, and then if there's any other reason
God will
why
help them.
I can't, there's something I'm looking for here. You said God will help them.
Yes.
I agree.
What can I say?
I
He just
agree.
he has to do the work. Come on.
You have to.
He has
This
to do the work.
there's no way, shape. Okay, I think it's gonna come on now. Thank you. There's no way, shape, or like we're all human beings. There's a brain in our head. It has to be nurtured. The relationships we create with these emotions, our soul ties with other people, the impact we leave on other people, we have to nurture those relationships.
Yes.
What most people do is just fall out of the sky. It happened, we fell in love, and I was looking for a
I
picture
feel
that I thought I had.
butterflies.
You feel the butterflies, but
Oh,
that
the butterflies disappeared. It must be over.
and there's a lot of people in church that what made them fell in love because they love Jesus together. They fell in love
They
because
have that in common.
yeah, he loves Jesus.
It's
a pastor.
passionate for God.
That's still butterflies, right? That's butterflies, and that butterfly will expire at some point.
That person can end up resenting you for the same reason that they loved you.
Especially if that person is confused that they are 13-year-old boy when they are like 47 years old. That's a struggle. That's a struggle, So that's basically what I think here. More importantly, apologies, it's not, for the most part, are useless. The only time apology is good is when the other person is asking for it, and sometimes because you can smell it that they're asking for it. They're asking for it. Thank you, Gary Bros.
Good evening, good afternoon. Hey, how you doing? How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
You're looking fantastic too. Anyways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been doing a lot of commenting Instagram. I hope you see them once in a while.
Yeah, I do see some of those.
Yes. I've not been paying attention.
Is that what?
I've not been paying attention.
Okay. About, let me just quickly chip in something, because the curfew thing in Nigeria changed our movement sort of, because once the curfew was lifted, it meant that a lot of people are now on the road later than 10 p.m. So the usual Lagos traffic has kind of gotten back, but it's still fair, but it's there already. So that's why it's a little challenging getting back home for 10 p.m. by the time the show is starting. Yeah. So let me quickly say one thing or the other about the issue of apology in marriage. To say sorry ordinarily from a psychologist's point of view is a very expensive thing to do. It's one of the most difficult phrase or adjective rather to use. Sorry, as tiny as it is, those 5-letter words are so mighty for you to vituperate it. Sometimes it takes willpower, a lot of willpower, to say sorry. Now, when you say sorry genuinely, so it's just the casual use of sorry. Genuine apology, that's the real meaning of sorry. A lot of people do not know that they don't know the weight that it carries, but it's so heavy, so heavy for you to be able to say sorry. Now, in marriage is a union of, if we want to put it the way it's supposed to be, of two friends, two hearts that are binded as one. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
So yeah. So two hearts and two minds, two bodies that are now binded as one. That's what marriage is all about. So it gives it makes it a lot difficult for you to say sorry to your partner. Are you with me? It makes it a lot difficult, because there is an adage in Yoruba that says "I dupe ara ẹni." Now, as I king dupe ara ẹni, which literally means that you don't say thank you to yourself. I mean, if you do something good to yourself, you don't come back and go to the bedroom or go somewhere else and say thank you. You can't say thank you to yourself. It doesn't work like that. So if you can't say thank you to yourself, then the same thing applies for you to say sorry to yourself. You know, though jokingly, I've seen it happen that maybe you eat your leg on stone and you now say, Kenny, Bele. You know, the people around you will laugh it off and say, what's wrong with this guy?
Well, here in America, if you say sorry to people,
so that's the truth of the matter. So because you can't say thank you to yourself, and it will be out of place to say sorry to yourself. When you want to say sorry to your partner, then it is extremely difficult thing to do. But you see, I'm one of the few people in the school of thought that believes that no matter what offense, I mean, really, should I use the adjective offense? No matter what error or mistake that anybody, any of the partner makes, once you guys claim to be in love, once you guys believe you are in love, once you guys believe that the foundation of your union is love, then saying sorry or accepting apology will become the flimsiest thing to do. But like I said, there are loads of unions. A lot of unions.
I want to hear more about what you just
You
said.
want to hear more about?
You said but.
He said but.
Hear more on the
Yeah, but in that most unions, in most part of the world, not just in Nigeria, most unions are always based on falsehood, deceit. Reasons why people get married are so varied other than love. The primary reason ought to be love. But the reason people get married are so varied, are so diverse that it's not love. So when they start having challenges, naturally, the reason that brought you together is going to be the basis of your challenge at the beginning. And if it's not now well tended to, it will end that relationship. That's why you see the rate of divorces everywhere going up. Because, see, let me quickly give you an insight. I had to counsel somebody some couple of days ago. I think Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I counseled a particular lady about she wanted to leave her husband. She has decided, made up her mind that she's leaving the man. They are married with 4 kids. Middle age. The husband is a successful estate person, estate developer, and she believes he has money. Yes, he's comfortable and he takes care of the family very well. They are very comfortable. Now, but the wife believes that he's not up and doing on her own case enough. So she wants to run to America with an old boyfriend and struggle for herself and make her own money. And by the time I started, I look at her and I was just laughing. You imagine when somebody narrates a story, and the first thing I did was just to start laughing.
Wow.
And I told her I was laughing at her because she has misplaced priorities. She said, even though all these things, he does this, he does that he has a lot of girlfriends. I said, how many of those girlfriends have you caught? How many of those girlfriends have brought babies to you to come and say, your husband impregnated me? But something that is very unusual in Nigeria,
we run out of time. I really wanted to hear more.
Okay,
we run out of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice talking about it. Yes, but I think the show starts 9 p.m. Isn't it?
2 hours ago.
That's 10 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, I'll be on the show next week by God's grace.
All right. Cool. Thank you so
much. Big ups.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Wait. So we're not gonna close without not, remembering those people who died on September 11, 2001.
Yes.
It's been how many years now? 19 years, baby.
Right.
19 years.
Well, here's the thing. Absolutely. That's a day to remember.
That's why we're repping New York right now. Just in case you don't know.
Yeah.
This is why. This is to all those people.
I got the memo. But
lost their lives.
yeah, so sad. Much prayer still to all those family that are still hurting, because 19 years is like yesterday to a lot of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
19
But,
years without their loved ones.
Yeah. So what do you have to say with some of the things that Bratike just said? Let's use that to round up.
Which one? With the one that the girlfriend? How many girlfriends?
Which one do you remember?
Did your husband bring to you? The girlfriends that got pregnant with you?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Like, wait, what?
Excuse me? Just because they didn't come with babies, don't mean I should be okay with my husband cheating, having side chicks and all that.
Yeah.
But it's a Niger. I don't know. I can't even talk about
that's a topic for another day entirely.
That's Niger culture for you.
I was like, Bratike.
I
I'm
grew
like,
up in it.
Bratike, that's next week. The way where it was taking me to is like, no,
But that's a good is a good topic to have to discuss. Is that okay? Because people are in this era, people don't want to take those things anymore, accept those things anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like a girl that comes to you and says, I want to run away with a boyfriend.
She said middle age.
I meant
couple.
Woman. Yeah, I meant lady. A lady that came to you that want to run away with some old boyfriend because the husband is not treating them well. The issue is deeper.
Well, not the family.
Treating her. Yeah, I was referencing a third party, but treating her well, right?
Yeah.
Right. That person. There's a lot more to that story. And no, you can't use that to justify in this time and age. It won't work when you say, how many baby have they brought home to you? That won't work.
Because that's coming from years and years of pain and hurt, and
Yeah, like no, she's not gonna be like, oh, since they didn't bring baby to me, I should just be okay. The person that's already out the door, she's gonna be like, what is this brother talking about? But yeah, that's topic for another day, even if that's justifiable or not. The fact that the real question for that topic will be, is it justifiable for a man to have all this side chicks? Is it justifiable for a woman to use that to stay since they didn't bring you a baby?
Right.
She's hurting. How she's hurting, only her can determine that and what's good for her. And he's right that running away with a boyfriend is not going to solve your problem either. But that's a standalone statement, not because he hasn't brought home a baby.
Right.
There's a lot of nuances there. Then apology. He said it's a powerful thing. I agree, except that it's a double-edged sword. Okay. I agree that apology and saying sorry is a very powerful thing to do if you're doing it when it's genuine, when the person is going to receive it, but it can also destroy because it's a double-edged sword. If the person is not open to receiving apologies and that's how you're going to do it, and in reality, you're actually using it to manipulate. You're using it to shut the person down. She will shout, so sorry. It's going to work.
I apologize to
It's going to work right against you.
What more do you want from me?
From me?
Yes.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh my God. Okay.
But thank you so much.
Talk about meltdowns. It's real. It's real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kenny. Thank you.
His
name is also Kenny, by the way.
Yeah, his name is Kenny.
Yeah, so we have two Kennys here. It must be some kind of blessings coming our way this coming week.
Yes.
And for everyone else that plugged in and plugged out during this session, we appreciate you as well. We have some big things coming to LOLA and OLA.com, so please look out for that. If you haven't downloaded the book for free yet, it's not going to be available for free download very soon anymore. However, we will still be sending free version of the book. Where is it? It's upstairs. We're going to be sending it to people. You will just have to pay for the shipping if you want the physical book. But that's all we have for the day. Anything else? You good?
No, nothing else. So
we'll see you on the next one.
Real. Thank you,
Friday,
guys.
5 p.m. New York time, Niger time, 10 p.m. Watt time.
Peace. Right now.